Good day, good people. It is Stephanie, and welcome to the channel if you're new. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Let's play with DeAtramentis Inks today. I have 6 that I'd like to swatch with you guys, so let's just go ahead and get started. They are all samples, and I did get them all from Venice except for one. One was actually a Halloween sample. I happened to be in New York. I'm not in New York. I was in Chicago on Halloween this past year and went to Atlas. And Hollywood was there giving out trick or treats. And his trick or treats were ink samples rather than candy. And so I do have one ink from him. Okay, this first ink that we are laying down, they are all DeAtramentis, so I won't rewrite that over and over. But this first ink that I'm laying down is called Cement Gray. So it is a nice gray color. It's got a little green hint to it as well. Pretty though. And then I picked up one that's just called gray, and I'm going to lay it right up under it just for comparison's sake. But this one is Cement Gray. Okay. The next one, like I just said, is simply called Gray. And I want to lay them beside each other. Okay, and this one has a black hint with the gray. Like you see, that top one has more of a green hint with the gray. Okay, excuse me for a second. I need to move this microphone. It is not wanting to rest correctly, so I apologize for that. This one is simply called Gray. Okay, so in keeping with that, let's do dark green because I have one that is called dark green. And let's see. I haven't really played around with DeAtramentis inks beyond just more basic colors like brown and black. So I was interested, so I picked these samples up. And in saying that, I do realize I have 2 bottles of DeAtramentis ink, and I may grab them towards the end of this to give them a swatch as well. Now this one's called dark green, and it is green, but I think it's also doing something a little funky. Right in here, it's doing something a little funky unless I have messed up the swatch. And of course, we know that could be the case. Let me put that sheet under here because I'm going to go back in with that one again. Let's just see. I'm going to put something on the other side just out of curiosity. And see if it was just that swatch or is that ink. Nope, it's doing it on that side too. Could be the ink, could be its interaction to this Stology paper as well. But that's looking a little funky. Okay, next we're going to go in with what's simply called dark blue. It looks pretty from me just taking the cap off, but let's see. I'm trying to really dry down the speedball nib in between the dips because a lot of times I know it can pick up water And sometimes a little extra water can change the swatch. Okay, so now this one is also reacting the same way as the green. And the fact that it's called dark blue, I'm wondering if something about what they use to create the dark part makes it turn up this way. We're going to see, because I'm going to try them again on another sheet of paper. I don't know if you guys can see that good. Let me stand up. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera. Let me stand up so I can show that to you. See how it's kind of like a ashy, faded. It dried down real fast, but it's kind of like an ashy, faded look. Very interesting. Okay, dark. Okay, and then guys, I got the next one is dark red. So this is going to be really interesting to see what's going on with the inks that they dub to be dark. And is it something in the ink? Is it the paper? Let's see. We'll go in now with the dark red. That one was almost funky, guys, before I even laid it down. Huh. That is interesting, or is it just me? If you guys have experienced this already, please let me know in the comments if there's something I'm missing or, something I'm learning or need to learn, because that is different. So I moved all three of these to the side because we're going to mess with them again with a different piece of paper or a different type of paper. Because again, this is Stology. Now this is the sample I got from Hollywood at Atlas, and this is just called Bordeaux Red. And it's kind of going down just like this dark red. Maybe a tiny bit different, but not much color-wise. Let's see. Yeah, and that's what they called it, Bordeaux. So this is interesting. Count how many times I say and interesting. So right here beside me, I have some rhodia paper. I keep a pad nearby. I love doing scratch work on them. So let's move this out the way and let's play with rhodium paper for a minute and see what we come up with. I'm also going to grab another nib that's totally dry to see what may affect the color. Okay, so I'm going back in with the dark green, DeAtramentis, dry nib. I see the same type of reaction on the rhodium paper. It lays down different, but as it's drying, it's doing the same lift. And to be honest with you guys, I can't say that I really like that. So this is a prime example of, if you can, why you should always try to get a sample first. Because if I had a bottle of this reacting this way, I don't think I would be too happy. Yep, blue's doing the same thing. So it has to be something. Well, still doesn't have to be because I can't be 100% certain. But I think it's something within the color and what they are putting in it to consider it to be dark is another thing I see, because in front of all of these colors, green, blue, and red, they are specified as dark. So that is interesting. Now the red didn't grab hold and fade like the other two did, or maybe not as fast. That is just interesting, you guys. And you know what? I mentioned earlier that I had 2 bottles. Let's grab them too and see what we're working with. Because I want to say they use the word specifically dark as well. Let's see. Yeah, this says dark brown. And this one says, okay, this one says a different type of red. Let's see. Let's just try it out since we're here. Okay, let's see, dark brown. And I will go back to put this on the Stology paper as well. Okay, dark brown. And like I said, now I'm looking at a full bottle. And then this other one is a Kermison red. Doesn't say dark, just says Kermison red, that I'm probably mispronouncing. But since we're here at this paper, let's try it here. And then I'll bring back the Stology paper. Okay, that's a pretty color. And I have to say, I think with these two, I didn't have a sample. I just went with it. But I really do try my best to get a sample first, so that I have less regret sometimes when I get an ink that I may not be in love with. And yeah, so you see up top, these have that ashy look. The red didn't do so bad on the Rhodia paper, but that green and blue still did. And then this brown and this other red haven't really dried yet. So let's move this and let's go back to Stology and add the brown and this other red and see what we get. Y'all, this is just interesting to me, and I'm sorry if I'm doing the most or going overboard about an ink, but just interesting. Okay, so let's put down the brown. I'll do it a little thinner so I can have room for the red. Feel like it had a little extra water in this swatch. So let's do this. I'm going to grab the one that's been drying for a while. Let's go back to that one. Okay, it laid down kind of the same. Okay, and then let's try this other red. It's still not coming up as fast as these two, and it's not coming up as ashy as those two either. Who knows? But once again, this is the joys and even the fun, if I have to admit. But these are the joys and fun times of playing with ink. I really do like this red, even though it's got purpley pink tone to it. It's pretty. Pretty. I think I'm going to put it on my list for April inks. That's pretty. Okay, guys. Now that was just interesting. And like I said at the beginning, I just really jumped on to play with some inks. Interesting. I may even put these two in a pen just to really see how they perform. Right now, I can't say I'm over the moon about the swatch, but again, you know how it is with swatching, and once you get it in a pen. And so these are they on Stology paper and then on the Rhodia paper. I do have some Tomoe River paper, but I'm not going to jump up and grab that because I kind of think they are what they are at this point. But I just find that to be interesting. So please, I know I always ask you guys this, but with this one, like seriously, if you're watching this video and you can give me some insight on these DeAtramentis inks, and specifically when they're called dark, if there's a different formulation, if they just react differently to different papers, or anything you can tell me about their performance, I would greatly appreciate it and am very interested to know. So if you know anything about that, please put something in the comments. But other than that, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you as a part of my circle. And until the next time I jump on a video, love on your family, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.